Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trend Center app. This is the best tool for sports betting research. The Trend Center app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from top betting experts, choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when their systems have games. Download the app and use our code TFTM for 15% off a premium membership after a 2-day free trial. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Thursday per usual. And we're brought to you by the Trend Center app, the greatest tool for sports bettors on the planet. Use math, science, history in order to trend upwards with your sports betting. Check out the Trend Center app today. Link in the bio. Let's move on. Okay, so I, for one, am very glad that week 6 is over. I did awful. I went 3-6. I did hit my Surefire though, so that helped, but not enough. So, I'm ready to move on. I don't want to talk about it. Well, we can talk about it a little bit, but I'm gonna throw it to someone else, so we can get this over with. Sean, how did you do?
Very, very well. I lost more bets on Monday night than I did the entirety of Sunday. I went 13-3 throughout
Good
NFL
Lord.
week 6. Yeah. I lost one bet on Sunday. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I always parlay my picks with like $1, and I would have won like so much money if I had just gotten that one. And it was that stupid Chargers under that, of course, went over. So, but it's okay. I still went 13-3.
I'm not going to feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah. All right, Chris.
But I would very much like to stay in week 6. If I could live there forever, that'd be great.
Just do it again.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't have gone after Sean. I went 5-4. Yeah, fine. Hit my Surefire again. It's 4th week in a row. And hit a nice little Josh Allen first touchdown bet on Monday Night Football, so that was nice. But yeah, I mean, I will not apologize for winning, especially hitting another Surefire. And yeah, let's dive into week 7, boys.
Yeah, did y'all parlay our Surefires?
I forgot this week.
Dude, I do it every week. It's hit twice. It's hit twice in the last 2 weeks.
I know. I went to the Tennessee-Florida game, and I was moving a little slow the morning after.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I raced to get all mine in before the London game this time, because last week I forgot to get the Vikings bet in before the London game. So when I just got all those in, I was like, okay, I'm good. And I went back to sleep for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on. I'm ready to put this in the past. Put this behind me. All right. Diving into week 1. Because we have a standalone game. We're back in London.
Week 7.
Sorry. Jesus Christ, Will. Week 7, starting in London. Pats at the Jaguars. But it's in London. And the Jags are favored by 5.5. And I'm just gonna say that I don't think the Jags should be favored by 5.5 against anyone. And I'm just going to bet the under. I'm going to bet under 42.5. I'm keeping it simple. I was going to bet the under if I didn't bet the Jags last week. but that wouldn't have hit either. So there's nothing I could have done about last week. There's nothing I could have done. It was going to happen either way.
Could have bet the Bears, but yeah.
Yeah, well. Anyway, I'm betting the under 42.5. Sean, what do you think? I think you're muted.
Uh-oh.
My bad.
Mute.
I had to let Bandit in the room because he was crying outside my door. Yeah, dude, this game stinks. I mean, this game feels like the Boston Tea Party wasn't enough. Like we have to punish the British just a little bit more. 2 1-5 teams, and like this feels like punishment. I mean,
Yes.
I mean the Jags, they may have some advantage staying in London for the week, but this game is going to be gross. And to be honest, I don't really either trust any of these teams to cover any game. But the Pats did show signs of life last week with versus the Texans, scoring 21 points in the Drake May return. Sicko game, so let's get nasty. Pats plus 5.5. Pats are also 7-1 against the Jags in their last 8 meetings. So
Did not know that.
yeah. Chris, what you got?
I agree with you, Sean. Yeah, it's Patriots plus 5.5. The Jags, they have an advantage because they've been in London all week, but they're also just a very bad football team. So I don't know how much of a leg up they'll have. And Will, I completely agree with what you said at the beginning of your point. I have written down the Jags should not be 5.5 favorites against air. So, yeah, Drake May showed signs of being like a good quarterback. So yeah, Patriots plus 5.5. Yeah, the Jags. This made me a little nervous because this line. Why are the Jags minus 5.5? And then I was like, oh, should I bet the Jags? And then I remembered I bet them minus 3.5 against the Colts, and they won, but they didn't cover. So I'm kind of banking on that again. Like they may very well win this football game, but they ain't win it by 6 points. No, thank you. So yeah, it's Patriots plus 5.5.
Okay. Moving on. Next game, Texans at the Packers. Packers are home favorites by 2.5. Favored by 2.5 here. Packers. Who did they beat last week?
Cardinals.
Cardinals beat the shit out of the Cardinals. Texans lost to the Bills. What do we think, Chris?
Texans beat the Patriots last week.
That's what I said.
You're right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's exactly what I. Yeah.
I don't know what I was hearing. You're right.
What do you think about this game, Chris?
I'm taking the Packers minus 2.5. They might be approaching wagon status. Like they're getting there. Like they're kind of when Jordan Love is healthy, they're kind of shit pumping. I don't know what I was thinking. But when he's healthy, they're kind of shit pumping teams. So I don't think they're going to shit pump the Texans. I think they're going to beat them by a field goal. The Texans are banged up. Laremy Tunsil, Aziz Al-Shaair, Titans legend, and Henry To'o, known traitor, are all questionable. So, and Tunsil, I think he might be I don't know if he's confirmed out, but he hurt his ankle last week and it didn't really look great. So, give me the Packers minus 2.5. I have a trend center trend for this one. Since 2023, so last year, when a favorite who is favored in their last game, which the Packers were, are favored by more than 3 or less than 3 points, excuse me, and the total is more than 44, that team is 34-13-1 against the spread. So Packers minus 2.5 is what that means.
That's since last year.
Yeah.
And it already has numbers like that?
Yeah, I was surprised. But
that's crazy.
I'm just going by what it said.
Yeah, I mean, we often just take trends by blind faith. So
I mean, that has to happen a lot. It's like a team who is favored in their last game favored again by
Mhm.
less than 3. Like that's probably
Yeah.
happened a lot.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
yeah,
That number is surprising. I mean, that's over 80.
yeah, I know. But yeah, Packers minus 2.5.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Sean, what are you taking?
Yeah, so I did some digging on some numbers, and the Texans red zone defense has been about as effective as using a spaghetti strainer to carry water. They allow 70% of touchdowns in the
Jeez.
red zone. Yeah, to make things worse, they're hitting the road without Nico Collins,
Oh yeah.
arguably their best offensive weapon. Um, like you said, Chris, Packers approaching wagon status. They're firing on all cylinders, leading the league in explosive plays and takeaways. It's hard not to back the pack in Lambeau. Packers minus 2.5.
Uh, I also agree. You boys, you really took the words out of my mouth here. Um, I will just to go on Chris's point. When the Packers are healthy, they shit pump teams, and I mean, clearly with Jordan Love, like you know, he did he barely cover against the Rams, or did he not cover against the Rams? I
They
can't
covered.
remember.
No, they covered. I mean, it was a little bit of a sweat, but they
Yeah,
covered by a few points because
yeah,
yeah,
but like, I mean, still that game was low key a rock fight, even though it ended like 24-19, something
if
like
he
that.
didn't have that dumbass pick six, they would have won that game easily.
Yeah. So I also like the Packers minus 2.5 here. They're at home. They're hot. They're what they're 4-1, 4-2, something like that.
4-2, I
Yeah,
believe.
they're four and two
The,
because
did they lose
no
one? What, hold on. Did they lose a
pause.
game with Malik Willis? I can't.
No,
No, they won
Malik's two
both.
and zero.
They lost the
No,
Eagles
they're 4 and
game.
2. They're 4 and 2.
Yeah, but they're
Jordan
also
Love lost two, won two. Malik won two.
yeah they're also
Oh yeah, they lost week 1. Sorry, go ahead.
they're fourth in the division. A 4-2 team is fourth in the division,
That whole
which is
division's a
wild.
wagon.
Yeah. So I'm taking the Packers. I gotta write out my future here. Put half a unit on the Packers to win the division. So we're rolling with the Packers. Okay. Next game, an NFC North matchup. Two wagons going head to head. Excuse me. Lions at the Vikings. Vikings favored by 2. Um, I have my brain in a pretzel thinking about this game. Uh, I honestly don't know who to choose. The Vikings have just been so good to me this year, but also the Lions. The Lions have been great to me this year. And so I am going to listen to what y'all say because apparently I can't pick a fucking game to save my life. So, Sean, what do you think?
Well, I thought about this a lot, and I did a lot of research on this. And the Vikings, they are a wagon, but they might hit a pothole here, and the wheels might fall off. As mentioned before on this show, Jared Goff and the Lions have been printing money indoors, going 27-9 against the spread in their last 36 indoor games. Top tier offensive line, keeping the heat off of Goff. They're just well positioned to handle Minnesota's blitz. Uh, Ben Johnson's offense has been on fire. They're averaging 44.5 points in their last two games. Uh, yeah, the Vikings are coming off a bye week, but the Lions, they got their rest too, being able to rest their starters after the blowout win over the Cowboys. It's Lions money line all day for me. Chris, are you? I feel like you're not gonna agree with me, but go ahead.
I don't agree with you, but I don't disagree with you. I more agree with Will that how can you bet against either of these teams? Both teams have just been so incredibly good to us. So I'm not betting against either team. I am taking over 50 or over 50 and a half.
That's probably a smart, fun thing to do.
It's sort of similar to the Mariners-Ravens game last week. I want this game to rock. And so I'm taking over 50. I mean, both offenses are playing lights out right now. Lions are going to be missing their best defensive player until they make the Super Bowl because Aiden Hutchinson. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not good.
Get well soon, bro. That looked bad.
That was one of the just most like stomach turning injuries I've seen in a while. But anyway, yeah, over. I just want this game. I want both teams to have fun, and they both will have fun. Over 50.
All right. I just took the over as well.
Let's go.
Because you made a great point. So Lions money line and over for me. So
I like it.
I will also take the over. I'm going to write that down. You know what? I haven't had a game this year where fuck it. I'm taking the over. Suck my dick. I'm taking the over. Because how can you bet on either of these teams? I don't know. Both of them are approaching wagon status. I think
Vikings are. We've already given the Vikings the wagon.
Right.
Sorry. Title. And the Lions are right there. So
it's like the Vikings. They're playing at such a high level with fairly average players. I feel like Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's had a really good year, but come on.
Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the league, though.
That is true.
But yeah, Sam Darnold is, his career shows you is mediocre at best.
Yeah.
And he's a potential dark horse MVP candidate right now.
Yeah. And for the Lions, it's like they have dudes everywhere and they're all playing great.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like, fuck. Which one's hotter? I don't know. I'm taking the over. Over 50, whatever. I don't know. Moving on. Chiefs.
I got it at 51.
Okay. I have it written down. Okay. Chiefs at 49ers the next game. 49ers are favored by 1.5. Shit, man. I'm going to throw it to Chris.
All right. I hate this pick. This might be my least favorite pick that I've ever given in the history of this show. We all know the stats. Andy Reid off a bye, 21-4 straight up. Mahomes as a dog or as a favorite less than 3.5, 25-8-1 against the spread. We know the refs love them some Chiefs. And I don't want to be sitting there at the end of the game when some fuck shit happens holding the 49ers ticket. I hate this, but I'm taking Chiefs money line. I hate it. I will probably be actively rooting against this bet. But I just want, when the game is over and there's a bullshit pass interference or roughing the passer or some nonsense at the end of the game, I'll just be there and be like, hey, at least I won money off of it. So yeah, it's Chiefs money line. It's just as square as it gets, but it's Chiefs money line. Will, what are you taking?
I have that same thing circled. I'm probably just going to take the plus 1.5, but also I'll just take money line. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. That's the spirit.
Yeah. I mean, are the Cowboys on a bye?
Yep.
Okay,
yeah.
So this will be the game of the week then.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even look that up. There's such a rare opportunity to take the Chiefs as underdogs, and so the Chiefs they're battered, they're torn, they're also undefeated.
Yes.
They just fucking win.
Just win games.
So I'll take that. But Sean, what do you got?
Well, I just locked in Chiefs money line. It's not my pick, but I'm gonna take it because you guys are right. I mean, the whether it's the refs or the Chiefs, they find way to win. They find ways to win these games, and you just can't bet against it. But I do want to mention that I think this line is kind of all kinds of messed up. When this opened, the Chiefs were a point favorite. Now they're a point and a half dog. Um, Chiefs are historically great against the 49ers. They covered four in a row, seven of their last eight meetings. Um, but my pick here is I'm going to lean on the under. Both teams have a injury report longer than a CVS receipt. Um, as well as the 49ers have had 10 days to rest, and the Chiefs are coming off their bye, which brings me to a trend that I found on Trend Center called extended rest unders, um, where the opponent and the team is on a 8 or more days of rest. The under is 30-9. So lock in the under in the Super Bowl rematch for me.
What's the number?
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
Under 47.5. Excuse me.
I'll take it because that is one of my favorite trends. Yeah, I'm going to take that too.
Sick. Will's thinking about it.
Well, I'm more thinking about what's the next metaphor you're going to give on this episode. Sean coming in hot with the comparisons.
That's what I
CVS
do.
receipt,
I mean,
carrying water through a pasta strainer. Jeez.
Wagon might hit a pothole.
Wagon might hit a pot. Oh, here we are. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, you know what? I'll take the under too. Whatever. Who cares?
Believe in something, man.
It's hard for me to believe in anything right now, Chris. How can I believe in myself?
Okay, let's relax. But I do want to ask you a question, Will. Since we have just discussed the game of the week and we're heading into the primetime games. Are primetime unders dead to you?
No.
No?
No.
They haven't hit in forever.
Really?
The Sunday night game went under.
The Monday night game went over. The Thursday night game went over. The last two Monday night games the week before went over. I think that Sunday night game went over. I think primetime unders are dead. Just being real, but
not to me.
All right.
Well, let's get into the primetime picks then.
All right, sir. Okay, next game, Sunday Night Football. Jets at the Steelers. You know what? Fuck you, Sean. I'm taking the under. Under 38. This game is gonna stink.
This game might stink.
Yeah. This game, I under 38. That's tough. 5 touchdowns and a field goal. That's tough. That's a tall task for these teams. However, the Jets did acquire Devontae Adams. We will see what really that does. But also, I mean, it's the Steelers' defense. I don't know who's going to win this game, but they're going to keep it under 38. And that's really all I got to say about that. Sean, what do you have in this game?
I feel like you got to take the over just out of spite.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I
over on the Jets Steelers.
I hate this game. I hate this game. This game stinks. I mean, Justin Fields is 4-2, and now they're gonna be like, okay, you can go sit down. We got Russ. Adams is most likely gonna play. Will these guys make a difference in their team? Maybe. Who knows? Probably not for the Jets. But I don't know, man. I just got to fade the Jets here. They're just not clicking right now. They have no idea who they are. They put up over 400 yards of offense on the Bills on Monday night, but only converted 4 of their 12 third downs, which is atrocious. That's just good old third down Todd Downing right there, back to his old
That's
tricks.
very true.
They
Um,
also missed 2 field goals.
yeah.
Hit the upright twice.
Yeah, man. I think it's just a pure fade the Jets pick for me. I'm going Steelers money line. Chris,
Yeah,
what you got?
I 100% agree. The Jets suck. Like, let's just call it like it is. Like, woohoo! They got Devontae Adams. That's gonna fix their piss poor rush defense. That's gonna fix Greg Zuerlein, who has missed 4 field goals through 6 weeks. That's gonna fix that. They're the second most penalized team in the NFL. Yeah, it's gonna cure everything. This was a panic trade. The only reason they got him is because he's Aaron Rodgers' butt buddy. I have no confidence in the Jets whatsoever, especially with 2 dipshits, Nathaniel Hackett and Todd Downing running that offense. It's Steelers money line. I hate the Jets. Like, I hate them. Really for no real reason, but they're everywhere now. And they suck. So yeah, it's not so much just a spite the Jets. I do think the Steelers are a better team. I think they're kind of rear-ending Justin Fields a little bit, but Russ was good last year. He wasn't anything special, but he was good. He was serviceable. I think they're just going to run the ball all over this defense. That's exactly what the Bills' backup running backs did. So if Najee Harris can get going, it might be a long night for the Jets. So yeah, Steelers money line.
It's
Hell
a
yeah.
real meeting of the minds when it's Todd Downing and Nathaniel Hackett.
Like, it's got to be the 2 stupidest motherfuckers in the NFL to run an offense.
Yep. All right. Well, we're moving on to Monday Night Football. This matchup could rock. This has the potential to be a good game. It's Ravens at the Bucks. The Bucks are home dogs by 3.5 points. Both of these teams are pretty good. Like, there were questions after the Ravens lost their first 2 games. They've rattled off 4 wins. And the Bucks, I mean, they beat the Lions. They're a good team. They've had a stinker or 2 here and there, but these are both 2 very good teams. Chris, what do you think about this game?
I am taking the home dog. Bucks plus 3.5. Tampa Bay had a lot of injuries, primarily on defense, to start the season. They're getting healthier. They other than a god awful second quarter last week, the Saints didn't score. Like, the Saints scored all their points in the second quarter. So other than that one quarter, they held the Saints off the board. Baker, like, is cooking. That whole offense, probably the most underrated offense in the league. Did you know Baker Mayfield leads the league in passing touchdowns?
No.
I did.
By,
I did know that.
by
I
like
found
a
that out
lot.
today.
By like a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm back in the Bake Show. Lamar as a favorite, not great against the spread. He is 19-21 against the spread as a favorite, 8-18 as a favorite of 3 or more points. Yikes! So yeah, give me the Bucks plus 3.5. I also think everyone and their mother is going to be on the Ravens because nobody really knows about the Bucks, and the Ravens have just been beating the hell out of teams, mainly on national television. So yeah, it's Buccaneers plus 3.5. Will, what are you taking?
It is the Bucks that I am taking. I'm taking the home dog. The under scares me in this game, so I'm not taking it. The only thing that does scare me is the fact that Lamar is like undefeated against the NFC or something.
Oh, damn it. I forgot about that. But they can still win by 2.
Yeah. It could
Yeah.
be a close game.
Yeah.
That's one thing that scares me. You can change your pick there, Chris.
No, I just had totally forgotten about that. But somehow, because like everyone has been talking about it, because they just beat who they beat. Oh yeah, the Commanders. But no, I'm sticking with the Bake Show.
Yeah, I'm also on the Bucks.
He's 17-0 against the spread against the NFC.
No, sticking with it. Sticking with it.
Okay. All right. That's crazy.
About to be
Damn it.
17
He's
and
got
1.
he's got to lose eventually. Like
Yeah.
he's got to not cover at least eventually.
Yeah, that's the thing about trends is that they don't last forever.
Yeah, if
But
honestly,
you get it while they're hot.
if you had told me he was like 17-5 or something, that would make me more scared. But like 17, like it has to end at some point.
I see the logic there.
Yeah.
Sean, what's your pick?
I will spite you on this one. My name is Sean, and I am addicted to Ravens overs. The Ravens are just strutting around like NFL royalty. 4 straight wins and scoring over 30 points a game. I mean, it's starting to look like the Lamar Henry connection is in fact a cheat code. Their offense is second in EPA, while their defense is having almost an identity crisis at 25th, flipping between elite and are you awake? Um, the Buccaneers, yeah, they're scoring like they're at an all-you-can-eat buffet. They've piled up 110 points in the last 3 weeks. But their defense is flimsier than a wet paper towel. So giving up 25 points regularly, man, this Monday Night Football game is going to rock. They might just, I mean, the scoreboard might break. So give me over 50.5 all day.
Okay.
Don't hate that.
I don't hate that either. I might end up taking it depending on how Sunday goes.
But that goes against your morals, Will.
Yeah, well, I said that, I'm not taking the under in this game because I'm scared of the over.
Makes sense.
But it's like, why should I be scared of the over if it's going to hit?
It just feels like primetime unders are your bread and butter.
Yeah, because most of the time it's kind of sloppy, but Monday Night Football is a little bit different than I mean, I feel like I'll always bet a Thursday under because those games always stink. And like Sunday Night Football, I feel like most of the Sunday Night Football games have gone under, if not like at least half. Monday night, I don't think is done too well for me. But main slate is over. Now we're moving on to our Surefire picks of the week. I believe we're on a 2-week streak of all of us hitting our Surefire picks. Not a big deal. It's actually huge. It's actually
it's actually not a big deal, Will.
It's just what we
it
do.
is for me.
It's just what it is.
I'm so terrible at this. Anyway, I guess I'll start off. Get the stinkers out of the way. This one is not a stinker. We've already talked about it. It's the Packers -2.5. I love this game. I am low key high on the Packers for the rest of the season. I mean, I guess I'm low key high on a lot of the 3 of the NFC North teams. I am not high on the Bears at all. The Bears haven't beaten anyone of note of noteworthy. But I'm on the Packers. I think that the Texans are a pretty mid team. They're going to end up winning our division, but they're a pretty mid team. Like they lost to the Bills like magically, where the Texans just have so much more talent. I don't know. And now that talent is gone. With Nico Collins out and they're banged up, and I'm taking the Packers. I love this pick. And now, Chris, what is your pick? What is your Surefire double unit play?
Surefire double unit guaranteed not to lose. let's try to hit 5 of these things in a row. It is the Manders Panthers over 51 and a half. The Manders offense is amazing. Jane Daniels is incredible. Their defense, on the other hand, is just garbage. I mean, it's so bad. The Panthers, their offense with Dalton is competent, but yeah, their defense is also terrible. The Commanders have gone over this number in 5 of their 6 games this season, and the Panthers, since switching to Dalton, have gone over this number in 3 of their 4. So yes, it is Manders Panthers over 51 and a half. Sean, what are you taking?
Well, it's the game we literally just talked about. Ravens Bucks over 50 and a half. Like I said, I should be in AA for how addicted I am to betting Ravens overs. They are automatic. And if you haven't caught on yet, what are you doing? I mean, this won't last forever, but get it while it's hot. And this is the game where you really want to, put 2-3 units on, I think. Because like I said, the Bucks defense is awful, but also their offense is firing on all cylinders. Ravens are scoring over 30 points a game, and their defense will let in a couple touchdowns. They'll take their foot off the gas at the end of the game when they're up, and they'll let you score just to get the ball back. So, this might be. I talked to Will about this. You have those one game a week. There's like always one game a week where it's just no sweat. Like you don't even have to check it.
Mm-hmm.
This will be that game.
All right. I like it. No,
yeah. This will just be like you don't even have to worry about it. You can go to bed and just be like this. It's like Justin Tucker like a couple years ago, and it's like, oh, he lines up at the 50 for a 61-yard kick, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna get a beer. Like he's like, oh, you don't want to see this? It's like, no, he's got this.
It's in.
It's automatic. It's automatic. So give me 50 over 50 and a half all day. I love it. I love this pick. This might be a triple unit for me.
Ooh.
It might be.
All right. Triple unit play on the horizon. Okay, moving on. Extra plays for the week. Extra plays. Sean, what are your extra plays? I know you just got done talking.
That's fine.
But I panicked.
Yeah, I got the Falcons -3. Falcons are on a roll. Seahawks can't cover a spread to save their lives.
You almost said Seahawks.
Seahawks.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
We've had our fun.
It's also worthy to note that Falcons are 13-6 against the spread in their last 19 games versus the NFC West. So Falcons -3. I've got the Panthers Manders over 52. The Panthers defense has been as generous as a kid on Halloween, giving up 30 points, 30 plus points even, in each of their last 3 games. Now, they're up against one of the hottest teams in the league. Stopping the run, that's not in their playbook, especially with Washington's power run game led by Jaden Daniels. He'll just steamroll through them. Over 52 and a half all day. Also, Andy Dalton, God bless his heart, dude. But he should be able to muster up at least 17 points against the Commanders defense. So, yep. I'm also liking the Chargers -2.5 to cover against the Cardinals. The Cardinals were hit hard by injuries against the Packers. Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. Several defensive players are uncertain for this week. Arizona struggles to stop the run. I think they rank 26th in run defense in the league. And that's just kind of what the Chargers do now. So give me the Chargers -2. And you guys are going to think I'm crazy. I'm taking the Titans +9. I saved this one for last. Chris, I can see you're shaking your head. This is just one I have a feeling about. This is just one of those Titans games we get a year where you open up the playbook and they surprise us all. Titans defense is still strong despite their shortcomings. Bills have struggled the last 2 weeks. I really don't have any stats or numbers to really back this up for you, but this is just like one of those gut feelings that I had. I went 13-3 last week. So
suck it.
So suck
I'm better
it.
than you. The Titans plus the Titans spread is it's like one of the top trends for Sunday.
Yeah.
They are the biggest dog of the week, and I believe the biggest dog of the week all but 1 week has covered, if not one outright.
Yeah, I also don't think I've taken a Titans spread outside of the Dolphins game.
I bet on week 1.
I did week 1 and
Oh.
maybe week 2, but yeah, I also
Week
took
1, maybe. Yeah, I did bet on week 1. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trusting my gut here. Like this one was just calling to me, like there was a spotlight on the number. Yep, angels were singing to me. It's like a sign from God. Titans +9. Will, what you got? What else you got?
Well, Sean, since you're so gung ho about this Ravens Bucks over, I will also add the Ravens Bucks over. I will double dip on that game just for you, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Also, I need some money, so
that
would be
this will
really
be the
fucking
game
great.
to get you money.
That would be really fucking dope. And I also had the Panthers Commanders over written down before we recorded, so I'm glad we're all on the same page there. I think is Commanders any game that they're in auto over bet?
I mean, other than the that Giants game, they've gone over They've gone over this number every week.
They're like the Ravens. Like they have the same over-under record as the Ravens.
Okay. I might be an auto bet. I do have the Cardinals Chargers under 43.5.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's so low.
It's not the lowest. It's not the lowest.
It's not, yeah.
The Sunday Night Football is, I believe, the lowest at 38.
That's right.
Wait, did you say 34? What did you say? You said 34, right?
43.
Oh, 43. Okay. God, I'm like hearing.
It's not that low.
I'm like hearing dyslexic or something. The numbers just switched around on me.
I am skeptical of this pick, but I am taking it because it's the Chargers and their defense is decent, but also the Cardinals just suck. They're not going to be able to put up any points, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to stop them. But I'm taking the under anyway. This is a feel out pick. But also I think I could win money. So under 43. Those are my 3 extra plays. Chris, what are yours?
All right. These are all pretty smelly. I'm not going to lie. We're going to start out with the Giants +3.5 against the Eagles. Philly's falling apart, man. They're falling apart. They couldn't do anything against the Browns. Sirianni's yelling at fans and then bringing his kids as like a human shield to press conferences. Jordan Mailata, Dallas Goedert, and Darius Slay, as of now, are all questionable for this game. I think Neighbors is coming back. That would be huge. I know he sucked on Sunday Night Football. Daniel Jones has not been that bad this season. He's been accurate, I'll say that. But yeah, I think Giants, they might mess around and win this game. I don't know. It's just because Philly is Philly's falling apart, and Sirianni's on his way out the door. So yeah, Giants.
Where is it?
It's in MetLife.
The home divisional dog.
Honestly, I was hoping it would be in Philly because Daniel Jones fucking sucks at home.
The Saquon return.
This is more fade the Eagles. They're winning, but they don't look good.
You can't cover the Browns.
And they didn't cover that game. They didn't allow an offensive touchdown. Like, I know it was kind of a big number, but still. Anyway, next stinky one. Dolphins plus 3.5 against the Colts. Coming off a bye, Tyler Huntley, former Pro Bowler, lest we forget, getting more familiar with the playbook. Maybe Matt McDaniel kind of schemed some stuff up for him. The Colts' run defense is abysmal. We saw that firsthand last week. Tony Pollard scored on a 3rd and 19. So I think Raheem Mostert and Jalen Wright might cook in this one. So Dolphins plus 3.5. Might sprinkle money line on that one. I sneaky love that pick. And then Rams team total over 24.5 against the Raiders. The Raiders are just terrible. I mean, they're awful. Their defense is, they've given up at least 25 points, I believe, in 4 of their 5 or 5 of their 6, or maybe 4 of their 6. And Aiden O'Connell is getting the start, and he is awful. So lots of turnovers, lots of short fields. Let's score 25 points. And yeah, that is the card.
Okay. There we go. Those are the cards. Those are the picks. Those are the plays.
I will have a pick for that other Monday night game, the Chargers-Cardinals. I don't know what to do with it right now.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that was the other Monday night game.
Yeah. We get double dose of Harbaugh.
Double arbitration.
Ew.
Okay.
I think during our Surefire explanations, when Sean was like, I should be an AA, I think I might isolate that the little audio clip there and make it as like a ringtone for when he texts me.
Jesus Christ.
I should be an AA. You want to go tailgate? Yeah. Yeah, you bet.
I don't even have anything to say to that. I'm like steaming right now.
Damn.
That was pretty rude.
That was just
I thought
so
it was a funny
uncalled
observation.
for.
That was a funny observation.
Just so
just joking around.
You guys,
I'm just joking.
Sure.
Fucking what else happened this week? A new Will Levis meme dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, the Spider-Man thing.
The sun rose today.
I don't know. At least that one he was like being happy. Everything else is just devastated. So I was willing to live with that one.
Well, he caused massive devastation to that ball boy.
That was
okay. I want to
ball boy. You got to keep your head on a swivel, man. It wasn't like he was facing the opposite direction. He was looking right at it.
Okay,
like,
I want to
get out of the way, bend your knees, jump, do something.
I want to recall that play because, like, what happened was, he went bull crashing into this guy's just kneecaps, right? Like, got up, looked behind him, and then went.
It was a first down.
I was like, dude.
It also wasn't his fault. He got pushed into that.
I know it wasn't his fault.
It was
but, like, just the fact that he was just like, like, it was so funny to me.
It was similar. Was it 2 years ago? Maybe it was last year when Alvin Kamara did the same thing to like a chain gang guy.
Yeah,
and
the guy was screaming. Yeah,
that guy, his leg was visibly like hit the other direction, and he just looked at us like, rough. Anyway, let's go play some ball.
that guy was like,
yeah, that was. But no, I still think if you're on the sideline, like you gotta be aware of this stuff, man.
I think I think if I recall correctly, he was not looking at the field.
Well, then,
Like he was like head swiveled like somewhere else. He was like off on Saturn or something.
no, you got. It was very funny. Like,
I
feel bad
mean,
for that
like
guy, but it was very funny.
it was like I kind of loved it because I was like I kind of like that attitude. Just like, oh well, back to the game. Like you can't have that like in your head for the rest of the game. You know, he was just like, oh well, first down.
First down. That was very funny.
um, I do have a question since you mentioned Sirianni, Chris.
Yeah,
Who do you think gets fired first, Sirianni or Antonio Pierce?
Sirianni. I think.
Really?
Yeah. Well, with Pierce, they're kind of rebuilding, and I think they hired him
Yeah.
knowing they were going to suck this year.
But
Sirianni. This team is too talented to be just as mid as they are.
yeah,
Like,
I just feel like I mean I don't feel like the Raiders can move forward enough with Antonio Pierce.
I mean, that team is just so bad. If they actually had a competent quarterback, maybe things would be different. But I mean, when Minshew and Aiden O'Connell are leading your offenses, especially now you don't have Devontae Adams, who also, by the way, should be getting some shit. He just straight up quit on that team.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he faked an injury so they could trade him, and which maybe it was a real to begin with, but he definitely set out longer than he needed to. And now he's
Are
going to
you
go to the Jets, and they're going to be also they're going to be incredibly average.
his hamstring healed in like 4 days.
Yeah, got that ayahuasca that Aaron Rodgers buttoned up. When he popped up in Aaron Rodgers Pat McAfee thing, I don't know why
You did
that pissed
you
me
didn't
off.
like that?
No,
I kind of like
I
that.
I
I
thought
was
I
so.
like
don't
that's
know.
cool.
I don't know if I'm just getting like old and cynical. I fucking hate Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
he's
yeah, but like
he is such like a whiny bitch, and he blames everyone else when he is not playing well. He's like, yeah, but I'm
look,
fucking awesome, so it's obviously everyone else's fault.
It's me,
look.
Aaron Rodgers.
He needs to take like a shred of accountability for this team being terrible.
Yeah. Well,
And
Aaron Rodgers is an old man yelling at the clouds,
but he's
and
not.
he
He's just
will.
like I'm glad his family doesn't talk to him. I wouldn't talk to him either. He's an asshole. So yeah, no,
Oh man.
it wasn't anything against Devontae Adams in that. I just hate Aaron Rodgers so much.
I
Yeah.
thought the Pat McAfee like thing was just like, why was he already there? Like,
Because it's
like
probably
he was already in the building. He was in the Jets facility because you could see like behind him, you could see the murals like painted on the walls of like Jets history. And I
I,
was like, yo, this trade was announced like an hour ago.
I think the second they were like, hey, we're looking to like we have a deal, like we're talking with New York about a deal. I think as soon as he heard that, he hung up and he hopped on a jet, no pun intended, to get over there. I think they are both incredibly full of shit, but Aaron Rodgers more so.
Do you think this is Aaron Rodgers last year?
It
He's
should be.
41 years old.
It should be, but I think he's too full of himself to admit that it's over. I think if
Will
he's
he more or
healthy,
less have to be like pushed out of the league
I think
than
he will
to
have to be.
officially retire?
I think he'll just have to play so god awful that no one will touch him, which we might be approaching. Like, there's no real reason. Like their offensive line isn't great. But there's no real reason for this team to be terrible with the weapons they have.
Yeah. I
At
think
least on offense.
he's a couple of good like sacks away from getting something debilitating.
And I mean, I don't want that to happen, but because mainly it would be funny if he signed with the Vikings. I just think
That would be
following
very funny.
following directly in Brett Favre's footsteps would be hilarious. But yeah, I just think, he's that full of himself. He will have to be either carried off the field or just be so bad that no one will touch him.
Yeah. He's such a good player, though. Anyway, well, he was.
Yeah. Oh, definitely he was. But like right now,
It's pretty
he's
average.
just incredibly average. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else? What else happened? It's so weird that Russell Wilson might get the start. Like
I
Justin
mean,
Fields.
it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. Fields isn't like playing out of his mind or anything. Like he's been good, but also I think they kind of knew it was like, hey, we're putting Russ in when he's healthy, unless we're like 6-0, probably. But I think that this was the plan all along.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird because they are 4-2, but it also isn't weird because they got Russ for this purpose. But
yes. Other news, I guess the Browns traded Amari Cooper to the Bills.
He's got to be so happy to get the hell
dude,
out of there.
Yeah.
There might not be a happier man on planet Earth right now than Amari Cooper.
I
Yeah.
mean, when I saw that, I was like, I wasn't even like mad about it. Like I know the Titans play the Bills this week, but I was like, I'm happy for this guy to get out of here. Like he must have been just in hell. Like I didn't sign up for this shit.
I want Nick Chubb to get traded next. Get everyone out of there.
Yeah.
And then Stefanski can quit. She's like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore.
I mean, just like what a whole just Browns series of events that this is just over the past has it been 3 years now?
Yeah. But
Something like that.
3 years. He had to sit out one, I believe. And then he was hurt for most of last year.
Yeah. So he signed that 4-year deal for $260 million guaranteed. Yeah. Fully guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Just what a Browns move to just have a $260 million player sit out a year, be hurt for almost a year and a half, and then just play like complete dog shit. It's almost poetry because it's just written so well. Like it's just so Browns.
I mean, the Browns deserve this.
Yes, they do.
One, for running Baker out of town for no good reason. Two, for signing a sexual predator accused in the first place.
I mean,
accused 24 times?
Yeah, 27, I believe.
Didn't he have another one this year?
20 something.
He has more settled lawsuits than touchdown passes as a Brown.
I saw something. They have gone 25 straight third downs without converting or something like that.
What?
That's preposterous.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Jameis Winston is leading the huddle before the game. Nobody respects this guy. And they shouldn't. But it's just mind-blowing how stupid that organization is.
They should honestly just cut their losses and just start Jameis. They should just cut him.
And if they cut him, I think I saw if they cut him next year, it's $170 million cap hit.
They're gonna.
But they couldn't sign anyone.
They can't sign anyone now.
I guess, but at least I mean, yeah, I agree. There is no good solution, but I mean, I feel like just taking $170 million cap hit is it's kind of like us with Levis. Just throw him out there. Fuck it. Maybe something good will happen.
Yeah, but Levis doesn't cost us anything.
Oh no, it's not the same. I think
it's not the same at all.
The premise, I think, is similar. I should say. But I mean, no, I don't want them to cut him. I want this to be as miserable as possible.
Yeah, I do want
feel
them
bad.
to stool in their mistake.
I feel bad for Stefanski, everyone else on that team. I want Watson to suffer for as long as possible, and I want the Browns organization, primarily the Haslams, to suffer for as long as humanly possible.
Aren't
Yep.
the Haslams
The
I may be
Governors
wrong.
or something, or the
Related, yeah.
Bill Haslam
they're
was the
related
mayor,
to
right?
the Preds owners, right?
Jimmy. It's Jimmy Haslam, who's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want him to suffer, but I want I want people in the Browns organization to suffer.
Yes, I mean, no, I want Jimmy Haslam to suffer. He's a bad man.
Okay, well, that's my team, Chris.
My team too, but Jimmy Haslam is not a good. Fuck that guy. I hate him.
Yeah. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought trading and signing for Deshaun Watson after a laundry list of accusations came about? Who would have thought that would not have worked out?
Has any, in all of sports, who has gotten that much money and been like, okay, this was a good deal long term? Who's gotten?
Well, I don't think anybody, because I think at the time it was like the highest guaranteed.
I was guaranteed, yes, but just an all
Yeah.
Whenever you see these massive contracts, when is it when it's all said and done at the end of the guy's tenure or career, whatever it is, you look back and that was worth it.
Probably.
I feel like
probably
never.
Probably Mahomes.
We don't know.
At the end,
he will be.
Bruh, he's got 3 Super Bowls right now. I mean,
$500 million though. God forbid he gets hurt in 2 years, and it's like, well, shit. We give this guy $500 million.
It was.
Yeah. Maybe Shohei
I wouldn't
Ohtani.
thought it was with it.
Yeah. Oh, and again, there are a few right now that could be, but
yeah,
I can't remember.
all right. Well, we can only really discuss right now because this is we're seeing the times of position players being the highest paid at their position.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not really there's not another player that's comparable to Deshaun Watson of getting this much money.
I mean, it's not as much money, but making Taylor Lewan the highest paid left tackle in the history of football did not go well. He played how many years of that, and then tore his knee up, and then his career went to shit.
I mean, he tore both of his knees up.
I know, but I'm just saying,
both of his ACLs.
And I'm not saying it's not his fault. That's terrible, but also just from a strictly business numbers perspective, that wasn't a good decision.
Yeah. I mean,
but it was I think that the Taylor Lewan signing was a much more needed signing than the Browns needed to sign Deshaun Watson.
Well, if they hadn't run Baker out of town, they wouldn't have to do it in the first place.
Exactly.
That's the
whole point.
Yes. That's another thing I love. Baker is out here slinging it, and the Browns are just. I used to feel so sorry for Browns fans being just the losers of the NFL for decades, but they got a taste of success and started acting like a bunch of assholes. So,
yep.
They
ran him out of town. They started talking shit about his progressive commercials, which, by the way, I miss.
Yeah,
those commercials rocked.
Yes.
They started talking shit about his commercials, which is gonna happen to Will Levis with these fucking mayonnaise commercials.
At least when Levis is terrible, it's funny.
I don't want it to be funny.
I don't either, but at least you get some sort of okay, it's not the worst.
I didn't think we would get
ever.
6 weeks of Will Levis memes.
At
or
least we got
5.
something to laugh at.
Had a bye.
If he was
Yeah.
this bad and not being hilarious, I'd be furious. But he's this bad and being as like, at least your job is to provide me entertainment when you get down to it. At least he's kind of doing that. Not in the right way, but he's kind of doing that.
Yes, he is kind of doing that. I will say, sort of in that same vein of like when a contract has like, I don't know, kind of worked out, was like the Derrick Henry extension. Like we paid him a
Yeah.
lot of money, and
Yeah.
normally running backs don't last that first contract after your entry level. Normally it's like that's not fucking worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
It was worth it. I mean, like he had a 2,000-yard season. I mean, we didn't do anything, but he was there.
He played he was the reason
played well.
We made it as far as we did. Yeah. No, that's a good one, yeah.
That's, obviously, like I can't remember the number amount on that deal, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the highest paid running back. I think it was McCaffrey.
I couldn't tell you who it was, but yeah, he wasn't the highest paid. I don't think he was.
Yeah. But I think that might be it. Okay.
You think?
Y'all want to call it?
Is there anything else we want to discuss? Real quick.
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything either. I think I should just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We really, really appreciate it. Any interaction with this video really helps us out, really helps our reach. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Trend Center app, link in the bio. 15% off a premium membership. If you sports bet, you straight up, you should have this Trend Center app. It no question has helped me tremendously. Obviously not on Sunday. I need to be paying more attention to the Trend Center app, but the other 6 days of the week, I'm there every day, checking that shit out. Check out the Trend Center, link in the bio, and follow us on everything. Links in the bio as well for the Bandit Thursday night pick tonight, Thursday when you're listening to this. I think he hit his last week.
He did.
Pretty sure, yeah,
the Niners.
Did. Yeah, the Niners. Bandit's 3-2 right now. He's doing well. He's being a good boy.
Don't let him get hot.
Yeah, don't let him. Don't try and stop him. Follow that. Might have an all dog parlay. We'll see what he's feeling. We'll see if the dogs are barking. We'll see what happens. Yes. Okay. That's it. Thank you so much. There's 3 of us. Now let's make some money.
Hey guys, real quick.
What?
Since we're talking about Trend Center and their trend of the day is the Utah Hockey Club money line.
Damn, I forgot to take it.
It starts at 9.
Oh,
still
let's
hop
go
on
then.
it.
I am taking it.
You want to hop on it?
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay.
All right.
It's minus 160.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna put 2 units on it.
Okay.
We down?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
down.
down. Okay.
All right. Good.
All right.
Locking in.
That's it. See you next
I
week.
love you.
Bye.
Wow.